Fine. Hi all. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Okay, fine. Let's start. Okay, before proceeding, any questions? Any confusion? Anything you want to discuss? Anyone? No questions? Okay. So first of all, let's discuss with the questions which I have given yesterday on WhatsApp chat. So the first question was scenario one. Mr. Arun is suffering from typhoid. Doctor has asked him to share morning and evening fever temperature over WhatsApp on daily basis. Okay. Second is Arun is suffering from typhoid. Doctor has suggested him to make a record of morning and evening fever temperature for next 1 week and then share with him. Out of the two scenarios mentioned above, which relates to full load. So which one is full load here?
Second scenario.
Second
Second
scenario,
lesson.
because here you have to send him the data of entire week. Okay. But in the first one, he just wanted data of each and every day. It means like if today by end of day I have sent my temperature, then tomorrow I don't have to send the temperature of today. So it means the doctor is interested in looking into the temperature of each and every day. He doesn't want the temperature of the previous day. So this is an incremental. Scenario one is incremental load. Scenario two is full load. Okay. I hope this is clear to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay, similarly, I have question two in which Ankit has joined an organization and HR is asking for the mark sheet starting from 10th, 12th, all semesters of BTech. So this is example of full load or historical load.
Historical.
Historical load, because he wants to see his historical record of marks. Okay, so that's why this is historical load. Third question, business stakeholders are interested in calculating interest earned on investment. They have asked developers to develop a code. Okay, fine. So in this, the business stakeholders have asked to calculate interest. Okay, and maybe they would have shared the formula of that. And like this comes under the transformation. You're applying some formula, you're deriving some value. Okay, so I have told you yesterday. So most of the time, or you can tell always, whenever you have to do some transformation, it happens in integration layer. It should not be done in the staging layer. So by mistake, if developer has done that in a staging layer, then you have to raise a defect that why you have done this in a staging layer. Okay, but in very rare scenario, rarest of the rare scenario, they will ask you to do that in a staging layer. So if the business has told you to do that in a staging layer, then that's not an issue. Okay, but that is very rarest of the rare. That will I have never seen. Okay, but in very few scenarios it happened. Okay. Hope this is clear as well.
Yes, sir.
The next question, what are audit columns in a table and why it is required? Yesterday, I have shown you that insert date and update date I have used here. So these are known as audit columns. Okay, but don't think that what all date columns you have, they all are audit columns. Okay, like here, this date column. This is not an audit column. This date column will tell you that this record is of 1st December. This record is of 2nd December. Okay, but this insert date and update date, these are audit columns. Why? Because they will help you to understand when this particular record was inserted, when it was updated, and all those informations. That's why these two columns are known as audit columns. Okay. So in some projects, you will find some more columns are there in audit columns, like current indicator, active flag, and many other columns will be there. But in our scenario, we have inserted and updated as audit columns. But don't think that what all date columns you have, they all are audit columns. No, it is not like that. Any questions? Any confusion you have? Anyone?
Tanvir, what is that actually audit column means?
Okay, so like okay, let's try to understand the dictionary meaning of audit. Okay, so whenever any audit happens in any organization, whether it is private or government organization, so their task is to check that how the transactions or how the process is working. correct? If there is any changes, so they will be able to catch it, right? This is the general definition of audit, right? So here audit
Yeah.
column means I am telling that these two columns are audit columns. So it means this two column will help me to understand the, sorry, these two columns will help me to understand when the data was inserted, when it was updated. Okay, so from this I can get this information. Suppose here 1st December 2021, it means this record, this is the main record. This record was inserted on 1st December 2021. Okay, similarly you will be having here 02/12/2021. So it means this record was inserted on 2nd December 2021. Okay, and maybe like here you have 4th December 2021. Okay, so it means this record was inserted on 4th December. Now you can ask me question that Tanvir, here the date is 3rd December. Then how is it possible that this was inserted on 4th December, right? So maybe because of some issue, the source team was unable to send this particular record. It happens. Okay, maybe because of some issue, maybe there was some network issue or there was some other problem, server issue, password expired. These all things happened. Okay, and he was unable to send you this data on 3rd December. So he has sent you data the next day. So this record will be inserted next day. So from this 4th December, you will understand that, okay, this particular record is of 3rd December, but this was inserted in the table on 4th December. Okay, so this is like, this will give you information when this happened. Okay, when this particular transaction happened. In this column, in this record, 4th December, it means this record was inserted into the table on 4th December, but on 5th December, you have done some update. You have changed the data here. Okay, so like this, you insert date and update date. These are audit columns. So it means they will help you to understand when the record was inserted, when it was updated, like that. Okay, is that clear?
Yeah. Yeah, clear.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so before that, let me give you one more example of audit column. Okay, I think that will be more clear. Suppose we have an employee table. Guys, here and there, no, I have to tell you, means I have to use some SQL commands as well, because ETL is something like you have to flow with SQL. So I will be using SQL, some basic syntaxes. So if you think that you are unable to understand, do let me know. Okay, don't think that, okay, I don't know, so I don't have to ask. You should ask me. So suppose you have an employee table in HR database, employee ID is there and name is there. Okay, and then location is there and then date is there. Okay, and then again I have used two audit column, insert date and update date. Okay, guys, everyone is able to understand and you can hear me? Just please confirm, anyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect, perfect. Please keep asking questions. Okay, don't be shy. Don't think that, okay, this is a silly question I should not ask, because I know many of you are from non-technical backgrounds. Many of you are fresher, so you have all the freedom to ask any question. Just stop me at any point of time, not an issue. Okay, fine. So someone has asked me about audit columns, so I just wanted to share one more example so that it will be easy to understand. Okay, suppose this is the HR database. In this database, you have employee table. Okay, and you have employee ID 1. That's a very simple example. And the employee name is Akash. Okay, Akash is in Delhi location. So maybe he's working for any organization ABCD and the location is Delhi. So he's working from Delhi because office is in Delhi. Okay, and it was 1st of January 2021. He was in Delhi. Okay, leave these two columns as of now. Leave this. So the audit columns. Okay, so I just highlighted this in red so that you should understand that these are the audit columns. Okay. Now, Akash moved to Kolkata. Okay. Okay. On 1st of February 2021. So next month, his office transferred him to Kolkata. So now he is staying in Kolkata. Okay. Now, again, what happened? Because of some business requirement, Akash has to move to Chennai. Okay. And on 10th of June 2021, he moved to Chennai. Again, Akash was transferred to Bangalore. Sorry. Then Akash was transferred to Bangalore on 12th November 2021. Okay, this all things happened. Okay, so from this you can, okay, if I will show you this data, so from this you can understand that, okay, Akash was staying in Delhi on first of, okay, this first is not coming. Let me make this 11th. It is getting truncated there. Change the format. Fine. So from this data, you can understand that, okay, Akash was staying in Delhi on 11th of January. Then from 12th February onwards, he was staying in Kolkata. Then 10th June onwards, he was staying in Chennai. 12th November onwards, he was staying in Bangalore. Okay. But suppose if I will give you these two columns as well. So here you can understand that, okay, this is 11th 01 2021. Okay. And then suppose here it is. Okay, keep that null only. And here it is. This will set it on. This will set it on 10th, 29th January 2021. And put it on 12th. Yeah, fine. Now see, let's try to understand this from these two examples. So here, this is sorry. Insert date is 11th January 2021. It means this record was inserted on 11th January 2021. Okay. Now, this record was inserted on 29th January 2021. Try to understand what I'm trying to tell you here. This record was inserted on 29th January 2021. Okay. And it was updated on 12th February 2021. It means on 12th February, it was means 12th February, the location of Akash changed from Delhi to Calcutta. Okay, so from this you can understand that, okay, this record was inserted on 12th February 2021. Okay, but this was inserted on 29th January 2021, and the record was updated on 12th February 2021. So it means on 12th February he was transferred to Kolkata. Okay. Similarly, from this, suppose here it is 10th January 2021. Okay. So, or else no, just keep it more simple. I will tell you that SCD is no, then I will tell you those information there. It will be easy to understand. Just keep it simple, this one. Okay. So here it is 12th February. So from this, if I will show you 12th February, it means this record was updated on 12th February. Something has changed. So what has changed? Location has changed. Okay. Similarly, if the location has changed to Chennai, so it means this was changed on 10th January. So you can write here 10th January 2021. So it means this Akash has inserted into the organization on 11th January 2021, but on 10th June 2021, something happened. So what has happened? His location was changed to Chennai. Okay. Similarly, Bangalore, the location was changed on 12th and this. So like this, from this insert and updated, you can understand when this record was inserted and when this was updated. Okay. Is that clear?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. Similarly, you have one more column. This is also known as audit columns. The column name is active flag. In some project, or you will see it will be known as active flag. In some project, they will tell it as flag only. In some project, it will like current indicator. So name can change, but the significance is like here it will be N. Okay, here it will be N. Here it will be N, and here it will be Y. So can you tell me what's the meaning of this? N and Y.
Presently is working in Bangalore location. That's
It
the
is not an
reason.
updated, it is not the latest one. So it's like a dormant one. The N is a dormant one and the Y is the latest one.
Okay. So Y is the active one. So presently that particular employee is staying in this location, and this N are the inactive records. They are not staying here. These are the inactive records. Okay. He is not staying here, but presently he is staying in Bangalore. So from this active flag, you can understand that the employee where he is staying currently. So if it is Y, that means this is active. He is staying at this location. So now you can ask me question that Tanvir, okay, Akash is staying in Bangalore. That is fine. Then why you are showing the data of all these 3 places? What is the reason? Anyone?
It's historical back, like
Historical
information.
data.
Perfect. Yeah. Sometime your HR should know the historical data as well, that where this employee was, what was the base location, then where he was transferred, on which date it was transferred. Then he has to keep track of the historical data as well. Okay. So down the line, we will study about SCD, slowly changing dimension, type 1, type 2, soft delete, and all those things. So there again, I will repeat this concept. But just to make you understand the concept of audit columns now, so I thought that I will tell you about this. So at least you got some understanding of the audit columns, like why this is required. So this will help you to understand when the record was inserted, when it was updated, like that. Okay. Fine. Okay. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so one quick question, like I
Mhm.
understand that the first on the table, the first one, I understand that inserted date is it makes sense, but we are and second time we are updating the data information, right? It's not
Mhm.
the insert one, right? So if, for example, if we entered for Kolkata, what is the difference here between inserted and the updated one?
Inserted and updated. What is the difference? This is the question, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So here inserted date, if I have mentioned 11th January 2021. So from this, I'm trying to make you understand or the user to understand that, okay, Akash has entered the organization on 11th January 2021. Okay. But this particular record was updated on 12th February 2021, right? So this is the difference. Inserted date means for the first time when the record was inserted into the database. Okay. Updated means when it was updated. Okay. So so here updated date is null. It, it means I have not changed anything in this data. Okay. The way data was loaded, it is still in the same way. But in the second record, if you see 11th January 2021, so from this I can understand that, okay, Akash was enrolled, or he joined the organization on 11th January 2021, but updated date is 12th February 2021. So it means on 12th February some changes has happened here in this data. So what changes has happened? His location changed from Delhi to Kolkata. So this is the difference
Yeah.
between inserted date and updated date.
Yeah, got it.
Okay.
Got it. Thank you.
Perfect. So fine. Okay. Any other question, guys? Okay. No other question. So I think we should proceed now. Okay. So so yesterday we were discussing about full load, truncate load, and increment. I think truncate load I have not covered. So we were discussing about full load and incremental load. So any question on this full load and incremental load? Is that clear? Clear, guys?
Sir, clear.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. Very good. If
So
you have
incremental load is otherwise known as delta load. Is that right?
correct. Very good. Incremental load is also known as delta load. Okay. Delta load in some projects now they will tell you that this is delta load or incremental load. They both means the same thing. Okay. They just want the incremental data. They don't want to see the whole story, the whole picture. They want to see the net, what is the net transaction. Okay. Okay, fine. So I hope you guys understood full load, incremental load. Okay. And historical load, current load, and all those things. Okay. Now tell me one question. So can we categorize historical load into two categories, like full load and incremental load? Yeah.
No.
No, why?
Like it's not a current load actually. Like it's the history and
Correct. Very good. From the historical load, from the name itself, it means that I want all the historical data. I want all the historical record, right? So there is no concept of incremental, of course. Okay. So he has to get all the data and it will dump into the staging layer. So that's when historical load, there is no concept of incremental. This will always be full load, correct? But in current load, so there you have two categories, full load and incremental load. Is that clear? Not clear?
Yes, clear.
It's clear.
Okay, fine. So now let's move to the truncate load scenario. Okay. Now to make you understand truncate load, I have to use different sheet. Today's 7th 12 2021. This is hands-on. Okay, fine. So here I have two tables. This is the restaurant underscore stage. It means this is a staging layer table. Okay, and here restaurant underscore I means this is integration layer table. Okay. Now this net profit is the formula which we have to apply to calculate the net profit. Okay, so this column is also known as derived column. Okay, this is also known as which column, guys? Derived column. Why? Because you're deriving this column based on some calculations. Okay, this is known as derived column. Who will give you the formula of this?
Business analyst.
Business analyst will give you the formula. Even if you know the formula, you should not apply that. Please make a note. Always you have to confirm with the business analyst. Okay, but sometimes if you think that there is something mistake in the formula, you can discuss with the business analyst. Guys, who is not speaking, please go on mute. So if you think that noise is coming here. So even if you think that there is some mistake in the formula, you can discuss with the business analyst, but don't assume that, okay, this is the formula, let's do the coding in this part. No, you should not do that. Okay, fine. Now we are talking about truncate and load. Truncate, load. What is truncate load? Let's try to understand this. Okay. This is the data I have received on 1st December 2021. Profit is 500. Suppose cost is 2000. Okay. And the data was inserted on 1st December. Update date is null. Why I have kept update date null here?
Because there wasn't any update given.
So it means update date is null. It means there is no update in this record. Okay.
It is as it is.
It is as it is. Very good. And sometime in some project you will see it will be like this. So yeah, they will add some value here as well. So if you here inserted date and updated date, they both are same or not?
Yes, they both are same, but still we got some update in the table on the same date.
Right. It happens, but if sometime it happens if the timestamp is not there and insert date and update date, they both are same. So it means there is no update. But this is not a good practice. Okay, that's why if update date is there, it means something has been updated. So generally update date has to be null if there is no update in this record. Hope this is clear.
Yeah.
Okay, now I will. Okay, no, I will just let me.
So in that case, that timestamp column should also be included.
Correct. In this, you'll be having timestamp as well. It will be like this, like 1st of December 2021, and then like if you have received at 3 o'clock, so 03, and whatever time it will be 25:00. It will be like this. Okay, you'll get timestamp as well. Okay, so this is the data we have received on 1st of December. Okay, so forget about the previous scenario then where we have got all the data. Let's start from 1st December. 1st December, I have received this data from the source file. Okay, source at Delhi, he has sent me this data. Okay, so once he has sent this file, what are validations I have to do? Hello, what are validations I have to do once I have received this source file?
Source count.
Source count. Okay, header and trailer count, right? And naming file format, naming conventions, right? That's what we have to check. And we have to check that all the columns are there or not. So these are the basic checks I think which we have discussed already. Count of source file, file format, rows count, header and trailer, variance check, completion of file download. So first of all, you have to do these things. Okay. If this looks good, then after that, what you will do? You will run the job, right? You will run the job. So first of all, you have to do the basic file validation. This is the first step. If it looks good, everything is correct, then you have to move to the next step. What is the next step?
Move the data to staging table.
Perfect. Load data from source file into staging table. And how you will do this? By
running a job.
Running jobs. Okay, fine. This is the next step. So after this, data will be loaded into the stage. So now data is loaded into the stage. You have performed these two steps. Now the data is loaded into the stage table. This is the data. Okay, data you have checked. Okay, data is correct. So okay, once you have loaded data into the stage, what you will do after that?
Again, we need to trigger the job to load the data into integration.
No. See, you have loaded data into the stage, okay, but you should do a validation between source file and stage as well. Okay, maybe in source file, okay, suppose restaurant Delhi. Okay, this is Delhi restaurant. This is the source file of Delhi restaurant. Okay, this is source file. Assume source file of Delhi restaurant. Let me take this data as well. Okay, this data was sent by the source file of Delhi restaurant, and suppose he has sent two records. Profit was 400 and cost was 1500 here. He has sent two records on 1st of December. Okay, and in a staging, only one data was loaded. Now tell me, is this an issue or not? Is this a defect or not?
Yeah, row count is different. Yeah.
Row count is different. So
Yeah, yeah.
once you have loaded data from source file into the staging, you should do a validation between source file and staging as well, right?
Yeah.
What is coming? So you should do a validation between source file and staging as well. Here in source file, how many records you have? Two records. But in staging, how many record is loaded? Only one record. So that's why I told you that you should do a count check between source file and staging. Okay. Validate count of records between source file and staging table. Yeah, load. Is this clear? Any question on this? This is a very common interview question, that once you will load data into the staging, will you verify that with the source file or not? So the answer is yes, we have to verify that with the source file. So you have to check the count of records that you have received in the source file, and then you have to check how much data has been loaded into the staging table. Is this clear? Any question on this, guys? No? Okay, so once you have loaded data into the staging, what next?
You have to verify the data as well.
Yeah, you have verified the data, validate count of records. You have done that. After that, after staging, which layer will come?
Integration layer.
Integration layer. So now load data from a staging layer into which layer? Integration layer. Okay, this is the next step. So now from here, data we have loaded into the integration layers. Now data is present here. Date is 1st December. Profit is cost is net profit will be how much? Profit minus cost. Now let's make this formula cost minus profit. Cost minus profit. What will it be? Okay. So cost is this and profit is this. So maybe this is the net profit. Okay. Now insert date should be 1st December. And updated date will be null because we have not done any update here. Is this clear? Any question on this? Hello, any questions?
No, no.
No question. So this transaction happened on which date? 1st of December. 1st of December 2021. Okay. Now, next one, 2nd December. 2nd December 2021. Now try to understand this. And we are talking about the truncate load. This is little bit complicated. So give full concentration. 2nd December. Okay. This is the source file of Delhi. I'm not considering the restaurant of Chennai, Kolkata, and all those things. So if you will understand one scenario, you will be able to understand others as well. Okay. So now let me delete this record. This was not there. Okay. Now, second day. We are talking about full load now. Okay. And this is the data that we have on 2nd December 2021. And profit is maybe 600 and cost is 2,500. Okay. So now this is the source file. Now, if we are talking about full load, okay, assuming we are talking about full load, so the source team will send me this entire data or this data only.
Entire
data.
Entire data. Very good. So the source will send me this entire data. So now this is a source file. Okay. What I will do, I will keep it here. Okay. Now this entire data I have to load here. Okay. Now there are two ways. I will copy it and I will paste it here. Okay. If I will do like this, so what's the mistake? What's the problem in this way?
Duplicate is there.
Duplicate is
Same.
there?
For 11th, we have two datas.
No, this is first. I think.
First we have two datas.
1st December, we have two records. Okay. So you have to take care of this as well. That duplicate is not coming. So developer, they have to do coding in such a way that even if the same record is coming again, so that should not be inserted. So you should not get duplicate record here. Okay. Okay. So the code, it will see that, okay, this particular record is already present. So it will not insert this data. So this is the new record. So now you will get only this record into this table. Is this clear? So now this should be the data in your staging table. Okay. And what should be the inserted date?
Second.
2nd December 2021. You will have any update date here?
Yes.
Update date will be there. Why?
No updated.
No.
No update date because I have not updated anything in this record. Okay, this record I have received, so I have just copied it here. That's all. Okay, is this clear? Any question?
Tanvir,
guys? Mhm,
yeah, Tanvir, quick question.
Mhm, yeah.
So if there is a change in the 1st of December, then we will be having the updated date, right?
Correct, correct. Very good, very good. Suppose he has sent this data, okay, Delhi restaurant manager. I think manager name was Raghu, no? So Raghu has sent me this data, and then Raghu has updated this profit to 600. Okay. So Raghu, on the next day, he observed that, okay, actual profit was 600, but by mistake, he has mentioned 500. Okay. And this was the actual profit. So so in this case, what I have to do is, so I will insert a new record or I will update here only.
Only
Um,
that particular area.
Yeah, only this one will be updated. You don't have to insert a new record. Okay, so this will be updated to 600. But now you will be having a update date. So that will be 2nd of December 2021. So from this, you can understand that, okay, on 2nd December, some data was updated here. Is that clear?
Yes.
Is this clear?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. Any question, guys? Because now this is going to be complicated. So that's why I'm asking. If you have any question, please ask me. No questions?
So these validations will be taken care by the job. Is it right?
Yeah, this will be taken care by the job. Okay. If Raghu has sent me a file with the profit he has changed to 600, you have loaded this data from source file to a stage, and still if it is showing 500, it is not updating this. So it means there is a defect. And you have to check with the developers that why this is not getting updated. If Raghu has changed this to 600, so here it should be 600. Okay. If it is not getting updated, it means there is a defect. Okay. Any question? Clear everything? Hello.
No.
Yeah, clear.
Clear. Okay. Now there is one more scenario into this. Let me cover that as well. Suppose this was 600, 500 earlier, right? This was the record. Okay. 2nd December, I have received this record. Raghu has sent me a change in the 1st December record. What is the change? He has changed profit from 500 to 600 because he observed that by mistake he has mentioned profit as 500 on 1st December, but actual profit was 600, right? And this is the fresh data of 2nd December. This is the data of 1st December with the changes what he has done. Okay. Now, there is one more way to handle this. What will happen? You will get a new record here. Just a minute. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I need to delete this and insert this. Okay. Now here, what I have done is daily, 1st December is there, 500, 600. It was 1st December 2021. This is another way. Okay. That is the first way which I have told you. Now, did you understood what I have done here?
Yes.
So this is exactly the similar scenario which we have discussed right now. Okay. These two records, you can tell that Tanvir, this is duplicate because daily 1st December. I do understand this is duplicate. Okay. But why this is duplicate is on 1st December, I have received the data which says that profit was 500. But on 2nd December, this particular record was updated and the new profit is 600. And the active flag is Y here. So it means this is the active data. Okay. And this is the inactive data. So from this, I will understand that, okay, this is not a duplicate record. Actually, this record is the inactive. There was some mistake in this profit. That's why the user has sent me a new record with the correct profit data. And this update date 2nd December will tell me that, okay, on 2nd December, some changes has happened. Active flag Y means this is the active record. So this is again one way. Okay. So in projects, both the ways are applicable. You will see that they will use both the ways. But this has to be agreed. It is not on the developer's hand that whatever way he will want, he will do this. If the business will tell that, no, I want to see the history of the records. I want to understand what changes has done. Okay, so here you can see that, okay, from 500 was changed to 600. But in the previous scenario, so silently what we have done, we have changed this to 600. But in that case, you'll be unable to understand that what was the value which was present earlier. Okay, so these are the two ways you can handle this. Is this clear?
I have a doubt. Like, if
Uh-huh.
they are asked us to delete the duplicates in this case, like which white record will be deleted?
Okay, if they have asked you to duplicate, delete the duplicates, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if they have asked you to delete the duplicates, then you have to delete this record, which is with active flag N. This has to be deleted. Okay, and this will stay into the table because this record doesn't make any sense. But
Okay.
they will not ask you to delete the duplicate because they have told you to maintain the history. So they will not ask you to delete it. But if they're asking that, okay, now I don't want to see the history, delete the records. So you have to delete the records where the active flag is N.
Okay.
Okay. So these are the two ways by which you can store data into the staging. Okay, so now to keep it simple, I'm moving with the first approach only. So this is now 600. Let me delete this data, and I'm removing this flag column as well. This is not required. Delete this one. Okay. Fine. So any question so far? Is this clear or not?
Yeah.
Okay, now this is the one. Now we have seen that this was the source file and the data in staging is this. So let's keep it here. So this was the source file. And this is the staging layer data. Fine, this is clear. Okay, so once you have done all these things, you have loaded data into the staging and everything is done. After that, what you will do? You have loaded data in the staging. After that, what you will do?
So we will be running the job to move the data to integration tool.
Now after staging, if everything looks good, then you have to load data into the integration layer. Okay, so now let's see the behavior of integration layer. What will happen here? So this is the integration layer. So already you have one record which is of 1st December 2021, and this is the data. Now we have to we have to analyze that how this integration layer will behave once you have new data set into the staging table. Okay, try to understand this. So first of all, integration layer, what it will do, it will compare the primary key here. So here the primary key is the date, 1st December 2021. It will see that, okay, I already have the data of 1st December 2021, right? And staging in staging as well, we have a data of 1st December 2021. Okay, then he will try to understand that, okay, why the user has again sent me the data of 1st December 2021. Okay, because integration layer will think that I already have data of 1st December 2021, then why again I have received the data of 1st December 2021. So he will start comparing each and every column. So he will start from restaurant. It is Delhi. Here again it is Delhi. No change. So no need to do anything. Here profit was 600. Now here profit is how much? 500. So integration layer will understand that, okay, this is the reason. Again, I have received the data for 1st December because profit value has changed. The new value is 600. Is this clear?
Yes.
Clear.
Actually,
Mhm.
you mean there are data already into integration layer, and again we are putting some data into integration.
Right. Because here the mistake is like Raghu has sent me again data of 1st December. Why?
But how like
Mhm.
this is happening when there is already like, is that not the flow? Like we have some data into staging layer, and when like everything is there, like updated and then inserted and every column is there, then only we'll run the integration layer job.
Mhm.
Something like that is there now.
Correct. You see, in staging, I have this data. Okay, I have this data, and this data I'm showing you. This was the data of 1st December in integration layer, right? On 1st December, this was the data. Correct. Now in staging, I have these 2 records, and after this, I have run the job of integration layer.
Okay, this
Now,
is incremental load.
no, not this is incremental. No, this is not incremental. I'm talking about full load only. Okay. So now on 2nd December, okay, source has sent me these 2 records. Okay. These 2 records I have loaded into the staging after running the job. This has been loaded into the staging table. Okay. Now I am showing you that after staging, I will run the job in order to load data into integration layer, right? So now I'm trying to make you understand that if I will run the integration layer job, so data which will be loaded into the integration layer, that will be of which format. Okay, that is what I am trying to make you understand. So just a minute, hold on. Let me complete this and maybe you will understand what I'm trying to make you understand. Okay. So here in staging, now you have 2 records. Is this clear? Till here it is clear or not? In staging, why we have 2 records?
Yeah,
Yes.
clear.
Because this was the record of
Updated.
1st December, okay, and this was the record of 2nd December. Okay, clear? Why we have updated here? Because by mistake Raghu has sent me 500 data on the 1st December, and on 2nd December again he has sent the data of 1st December, and he has changed this value. So now that's why I have updated here that okay, the new profit is 600 now, right? Earlier it was 500. Now after staging, you have to load data into the integration layer, right? This is the flow. After staging, we have to load data into the integration layer, correct? Now, that is what I am trying to make you understand, that when this data will be loaded into the integration layer, so the full data will be loaded or what data you will get, that's what I'm trying to make you understand. Already this data is present into the integration layer, right? Because on 1st December, we have run the load and this data was loaded into the integration layer, correct? So already this data is present into the integration layer. Is this clear or not?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, clear.
Now we are trying to see that how integration layer will behave once it will see data from the staging. This data is present in the staging. So how integration layer will behave, that is what we are trying to understand. Okay. Now, date is the primary key column here. This is the primary key. Okay. Integration layer will see that date is 1st December 2021. Then he will check here into the staging that okay, here again date is 1st December 2021. So integration layer will think that why the same date data is present in the staging. Okay, it will start thinking that already I have the data of 1st December 2021. Then again, why this data is coming into the staging? Okay, so he will start comparing each and every column. Here the restaurant is Delhi. Here again it is Delhi. So there is no change. Then he will come to profit. Here it is 500. Here it is 600. So the moment he will see that, okay, there is a change in the profit. Earlier it was stored as 500. Now the profit is 600. So integration layer will understand that, okay, it means earlier the profit number was not correct. That's why the source team or Raghu has updated the profit to 600. So it means now I have to save this profit 600 here. Okay. And then he will check the cost. Cost is 2000. It will be equal to 2000, same, no change. Accordingly, he will change the net profit formula calculation as well. This minus this. Okay. And then updated date, it will be changed or not? You will change
Yes.
the updated?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
change.
That's why we changed 2nd December 2021. So now in the integration layer, this will be the data for 1st December. Then he will scan the second record. Okay, it will hit the primary key. Here the primary key is date 2nd December 2021. He will check in his table that he is having data of 2nd December or not. Here 2nd December data is present.
No.
No. If that particular date data is not present, there is no confusion. It will copy from here and directly it will paste here. There is no confusion. Okay, copy from here, it will paste here. The only thing is he has to apply this formula of cost minus profit. And updated date will be null, or I have to give some date here.
Null.
Null. So now in integration layer after 2nd December, no, sorry, on 2nd December, when you will load data from staging layer to integration layer, so this will be the data in the integration layer. Is this clear?
Clear.
Any question now, guys? Any question?
No.
No questions. Are you sure? Because I'm moving to the next topic. Again, it is going to be more complicated now. Everything is clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Yes.
Okay. Now I will jump into the truncate and load concept. Okay, now I'll jump into the truncate and load concept. This is the first scenario I have shown you, the very generic scenario. Now, if your project is working under truncate and load concept, then what will happen to the same scenario? That is what we'll try to understand. Okay. This truncate and load. Now, your project manager has decided that no, we have to implement truncate and load now. Okay. Then what will happen? Try to understand this. 1st December data starts with this. Okay. 1st December data. In a staging, you have this record. This is clear. In IL, you will be having this record. Okay, so far everything will be same. 2nd December, you have received this file from source file. You have received this data. I'm not done anything new. The same thing I'm just copy pasting you here, and I'm just trying to make you understand that in truncate load, what will be the change. So if you will compare these two scenarios, it will be easy to understand. That's why I'm showing you both the scenarios, the normal one and the truncate and load, what will happen. Okay. You have received this source file. And this is the data here. Okay, now try to understand from here. But before this, any questions so far? If you have question, please ask. If you don't have, please tell me no.
No.
No questions. Everything is clear. Okay. Now, you are working on which load now? Truncate and load. Okay. In this condition, what will happen? on 2nd December, you have received this source file from the source team, who is Raghu. Raghu has sent you this data on 2nd December. You have received this source file. You have done the basic file validation checks, like you have checked the naming convention, file format, header count, trailer, column name, everything. All looks good. After that, what we will do?
Load to the staging area.
You will load data into the staging area or staging table, right? Correct?
Yes.
Clear to everyone? Okay. Now,
Yeah.
here is the twist. Here is the twist. You are working in which load now? Truncate load. In truncate load, if you are trying to load data from source file to staging, you will run a job, right? You all know you will run a job. Then the data will be loaded from source file to restaurant as to staging table. In truncate load, what will happen? You have this data already present. Correct? No? This data is already present in the staging table. Is this clear? But if you're
Yeah,
working
yeah.
on truncate load, what will happen? First of all, the data will be deleted. Data will be deleted. Now there is no recording to the staging table. After deleting the data, whatever data is present in the source file, it will copy it and paste it. Understood? That is why the name is truncate, means delete the data, whatever is present in the staging, and then what all data is present in the source file, copy it and paste it. This is truncate load. Understood or not?
Yeah.
Clear to everyone? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, and
Yeah.
Okay. So this is truncate and load. Now you have loaded data into the staging table. After that, what you will do?
We have to check the row count. How many rows are
You
there?
will check the row count in the staging table and the
What's
source
the
file.
source file?
In source file, you have 2 count. In staging as well, you have 2 count. It means it is correct. After staging, what you will do? We have done the validation. This is also fine. Then next,
We will load into the integration layer by running a job.
perfect. You will run a job to load this staging data into integration layer. Okay. Now in integration layer, when you will load this, you will get this data exactly. There will be no confusion, nothing. Daily same data will come here. Okay, integration layer. So in truncate and load, the only change will happen into the staging. Okay, the only change will happen into the staging. Integration layer will behave in the same manner. Is this clear? Now you can ask me question, but Tanvi, when it was not truncate load, this was the data present in staging. Now you are telling that you have truncated and loaded. This is the data present in staging. They both are one and the same. Correct? No? They both are one and the same. Then what's the difference here? Correct?
In the above one, insert date and update date. When it
I
when
can-
the record was updated.
that is correct. That's one thing. Will so ignore this inserted and updated for time being. Okay, ignore this one. So if you look into this 4 columns, so this is exactly same, right? correct? Hello,
Yeah.
exactly same. So now what is the difference between truncate and load and that normal load?
It's just like the loading difference. Whenever it will be loaded, it will delete the entire data and freshly it will load.
Correct, correct. But what is the benefit I'm getting? What's the benefit of this truncate load and that previous normal load? Means if any project is working on truncate load, there must be some reason, right?
So time will be saving time because it will not job will not take more time to run the data accordingly from the source file into the staging table.
Perfect, perfect. This is one correct reason. The time will be saved because here it has to compare it. That okay, what is the change? It was 500 earlier. Now it has to change to 600. So he has to do some comparison whether it has changed, right? But in this case, he is not doing any comparison. It will delete the data in staging. It will copy from source file and it will paste here. That's the one thing, right? Clear? One more reason is there.
There won't be any duplicates, sir. If there is any update in source file directly, that will be dumped into this staging.
This is also correct. There will not be a duplicate. What else?
This is a temporary storage area where it will overwrite on truncate and load the data.
That is also correct. I mean, this will happen. But what's the benefit of truncate load? If I am telling to my manager that, okay, let's do a truncate load of a staging, he will ask me the question that what's the benefit? Why we should go for truncate load? Or what's the demerit? Performance wise, truncate load is better. That is correct.
Yeah.
Okay, see, truncate load is better from performance perspective. You guys are correct. You will not do any comparison. Once you will start running the stage load, it will delete the entire data into the staging table and it will take whatever is present in source file, it will copy it and I will paste in the staging, right? Okay, that's the one thing. Performance is good, but there is one limitation, one demerit. The demerit is in staging you can see that in the other scenario I have shown that here you can see that suppose if it was 500 earlier, okay, then you can keep a track as well, right? Just a minute. Remember that one scenario I have mentioned you. Okay, then I told you that okay, it can be saved like this as well. Now this is changed to 600. Okay, so in this normal load you can see the history as well, that okay, on 1st December earlier it was 500, then it was changed to 600, right? Okay. But in truncate load, can you see the history? If I will ask you that okay, on 1st December any changes has happened, you will tell that no changes has happened in this truncate load. But if I will show you this data, from this you can tell that okay, on 1st December earlier profit was 500, then it was changed to 600, but here you cannot find that, right? So this is the demerit of truncate load. You cannot see the history record. Okay, is this clear?
Yeah, clear.
Clear.
Everyone?
Yes.
Yeah, clear.
Clear,
Okay,
clear.
so this was truncate load. So okay, let's summarize. And I think you understood the flow as well, that first what you have to do, then what you have to do, after that what you have to do. Okay, so first of all, you have historical load. There is no segregation in this historical load, all will be full load only, no confusion. Okay, then you have current load. In current load, what all possible loads you have inside this?
Full and incremental.
Full load and incremental load. And then today we have learned, truncate and load. So these are the very common types of load in any ETL project. Okay, you should know this, how it is behaving. I hope this is clear. But still there are few more scenarios which I have to discuss with you. So we'll continue tomorrow and we will see that. So don't think that I have covered all these aspects, okay? Because maybe I know if you're going to revise this, or if you're going to search Google, so you will get confused. So for today only, don't go for any other concept because I have not covered everything. For purposely, I have told you something to keep it simple, but tomorrow will make it more clear. Okay. So just whatever I have taught you, just revise it from here. Try to understand the concept. First of all, what is historical load? What is current load? Truncate and load? What's the merit and demerit of truncate and load? Or which one is beneficial? Okay. And then again, we will discuss tomorrow on this part. I think we can then go with, I think this is very simple. This will not take much time. Okay. Any questions? Any
No.
question, guys? No questions? Okay, fine. So if you don't have any question, fine. So we are good to close now. So thank you. So again, we will connect tomorrow at the same time. Okay, take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay.